Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about strings. You all know about character array. Character array in which we store characters one by one separately. But strings are different. String is a sequence of characters terminated with a null character. Null character is represented with a slash and zero. Okay, so it's sequence of characters terminated with a null character. For example, this is a string char c, and we have initialized the value c string inside this. इसके अंदर c string initialize किया है. So कैसे store होगा ये c string? c, there is a space after c, तो space store होगा. Then string will be stored character by character in the further locations, and at the end there will be null character. So this way strings are stored in memory. How can we declare strings? Declaration. The syntax for declaration of string is, first we need to mention data type. पहले हमें data type mention करना होगा कि क्या हमारा data type है. Definitely we are going to mention here character. Then string name. String name क्या है, जो भी आप name देना चाहो वो string name दे सकते हैं. And the size of string that you have to give according to your requirement. आपके requirement के according आप size of string दे सकते हैं. For example, character S5. This is a string of name S and the size of the string is 5. This is how the string will be stored in the memory from 0th position to the 4th position. As we know, arrays are stored from 0th position, 0th subscript onward. So strings are in the same manner: 0, S0, S1, S2, S3 and S4. Okay. Now let's see how you can initialize a string. For string initialization, here I mentioned some statements. कुछ statements दिए हैं मैंने यहाँ पे, like C string of character type. Size is not mentioned here. Size mentioned नहीं है, and I have allocated A, B, C, D in the double quotes inside it. Do remember, whenever you are initializing a string and it's mentioned in double quotes, automatically null character will be added at the end of the string, like we mentioned in the above examples. In this example as well, there is null character has been appended at the end of the string. यहाँ पे mention नहीं किया हमने, but this null character will be appended at the end of string if you are initializing the string in double quotes. So character 10, C10, ABCD, size is mentioned as 10 and we are initializing ABCD value. This is correct. These both statements are correct. Then character C, then again size is not mentioned and we हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? We are initializing the string A, B, C, D separately, character by character. The string has been initialized character by character, separated with comma and then the null character. All these are mentioned in curly braces. And then again there is one statement of initialization with a size 5. 5 size के साथ string initialize कर रहे हैं, same string. There is no problem in all these statements. All will work in the same manner and आपका जो string है वो ऐसे initialize होगा. A, B, C, D on C0, C1, C2, C3 positions, and then on the last position null character will be added. Okay, so this is how we can initialize strings. Next, if we are going to initialize string this way, do remember this statement is not correct. This statement is not correct because आपने C string जो ली है उसका size 5 mention किया है and you are actually initializing 5 characters inside it. There should be one space, एक space होना चाहिए जहाँ पे null character add हो सके, but there is no space inside string जो null character है. So this is wrong initialization. Do remember the size should match the string size. The size of initializing string should match the string size, otherwise it will be incorrect. So this will not work. Next, we are going to discuss reading string from user using scanf. If you want to read string from user, till now we were declaring the string and initializing the string using assignment operator, but you can also read strings from user. आप user से भी string read कर सकते हो. I've taken one example. आप यहाँ example देख सकते हो जिसमें एक string ली है हमने of name and उसके बाद printf statement ऐड किया है enter your name. Scanf statement definitely format specifier जो use होगा string के लिए that will be %s, like we did it normal basic data types. That was %d for integer, %c for character, %f for float. Similarly, if you want to get strings from user using scanf statement, then you have to use %ss format specifier. And the name of the string, it will pass the base address of the string. Then printf statement, your name will be printed, and again the format specifier and the string name automatically will be printed on the output screen. Okay, so let's see how our output will be managed. Enter your name. If you'll enter your name and you'll give any space after this, and then you're entering your surname, suppose ABCXYZ, it will only consider the first word, because as soon as a scanf, because we are using scanf here, scanf gets a space or inline character, that means enter, or tab, it will terminate the string then and there, and the information will be displayed before that particular character, maybe space like tab or enter character. So ABC will be printed here, XYZ will not be added or taken as input in scanf statement. So this is the biggest problem using scanf statement for getting strings from user. So there are some other functions which we can use for taking input from user for strings. I'm going to discuss next those functions.
ये ऑन किया, ये आ जाना चाहिए फिर.
Hello everyone. Now we are going to discuss reading strings from user using other function. In the last video I told you about scanf function, how to use scanf and printf for reading strings from user. But there was a problem in scanf statement that if you give space, tab or inline character to scanf function, it will terminate the string then and there, and only string before those characters will be printed over the screen. But to remove that problem of scanf, we are going to use function gets. Gets is a function which is stored in stdio.h. The header file of gets function is in stdio.h, and it is used for reading strings from user. But do remember, it allows user to enter space separated strings, which scanf doesn't. Because scanf में as soon as you give spaces, maybe tab, enter or space, only the first portion before those keys will be taken by the scanf statement. Rest of the portion which is after those keys will be ignored. So we are going to use gets function, but there is also a problem in gets function. It never does bound checking of array. So if your string is exceeding the length of array, अगर आपकी string length of array से exceed कर रही है तो ये check नहीं करेगा, ये enter press करने तक string को read करता जाएगा. That's the biggest problem of gets function. Another function we are going to use is puts. Puts is a function which is stored in again stdio.h and it prints the string on console. Printing के लिए use होता है. पहले हम printf statement use कर रहे थे with the format specifier, but you can also use put function for printing. Let's take an example. See, I've taken one string. एक string ली है मैंने name से. Size of string is 20. Printf statement, enter your name. We are taking input, but this time I'm using gets function. Gets name. Gets function accepts one parameter, the base address of string, okay, which can be given using the name of string. Okay, it will read from the user and then again next statement is your name is, and I'm using puts function here. यहाँ पे मैंने puts function use किया है. Puts function भी एक parameter लेता है, the name of the string, and it will be printed over the console. You can see the output. I enter your name. It's A, B, C. I've given space after this, then X, Y, Z. It will take the complete input, will not terminate the string as soon as it gets spaces because it allows user to enter space separated strings. So your name is ABC space XYZ. Okay, so this will not be a problem for you like in scanf statement. It can read complete strings with spaces. After this, I'm going to discuss some library defined functions, how you can use those functions to perform operations on strings. Continuing with the library functions, which we are going to discuss is string length, string copy, string concatenation, and string compare. strlen, strcpy, strcat, strcmp. These all functions are stored in string.h header file. So whenever you are going to use these functions, you have to add string.h header file to your program first. So like string length function is used to compute the string length. Whatever string you will pass to the string length function, strlen function, it will calculate the length of string and will revert back to you. String cpy, strcpy functions copies a string to another. If you want to copy a string to another string, you can use strcpy. मतलब आपको copy करना है किसी string को दूसरी string में, तो आप strcpy function use कर सकते हो. Then another function is strcat. This function concatenates, or you can say join two strings. दो strings को concatenate करना है या join करना है, तो आप strcat use कर सकते हो. strcmp, it compares two strings. दो strings को compare करता है और आपको बताता है कि दोनों strings equal है या नहीं, same है या नहीं. So these all are library defined functions, standard library functions, and आपको string.h header file ऐसे इसके लिए add करनी पड़ेगी अपने प्रोग्राम में. Here I have explained with an example that how to use string length function. See, एक string ली है हमने of size 10 and I've initialized the string with a initialize this string with a string program. Okay, program से initialize किया है double quotes. एक variable लिया है string integer len. ये variable length को store करने के लिए है. Whenever you will calculate length from string strlen function, so that function returns you the length. So you need a variable to store that length. So len is that variable. Here I have called this function क्योंकि ये library defined function है, definitely only calling is required. So strlen, and it takes only one parameter, that string जिसकी आपको length calculate करनी है. So s is the string, s पास किया है str_len में, and it will revert back the length, return you the length, and length will be stored on the left hand side variable which you have mentioned. So printf function, length of %s is %d. %s is the original string जिसकी हम length calculate कर रहे हैं, and %d will be the length, definitely integer value होगी तो %d format specifier. Output of this program will be length of the program, the string is 7, because the length of the string is 7. Here I've used another example to explain strcpy. strcpy function कैसे use होता है. Again string.h will be string.h header file will be added to it, and I've taken 3 strings here. 3 strings लिए हैं मैंने of size 10 each. पहली str1, str2 and str3. str1 में मैंने assign किया है, means you can say initialize किया है hello in the double quotes, and बाकी दो strings में initialization नहीं किया है for the time being. I've used string strcpy function. strcpy function 2 parameters लेता है. पहला पैरामीटर आपका डेस्टिनेशन है जहां पे आपको स्ट्रिंग को कॉपी करना है. दूसरा पैरामीटर आपका सोर्स होता है strcpy, डेस्टिनेशन, सोर्स. सो सोर्स जहां पे आपकी स्ट्रिंग ऑलरेडी है जिसमें से आपको कॉपी करना है, एंड destination that string जिसमें आपको कॉपी करना है. So I have mentioned 2 strings here. पहली str2 इसमें कॉपी कर रहे हैं सेकेंड स्ट्रिंग में, एंड str1 के कंटेंट को कॉपी कर रहे हैं तो str1 यहाँ पर. So ये स्ट्रिंग कॉपी कर देगा आपके str1 के कंटेंट को str2 में. सेम मैंने दोबारा फंक्शन कॉल किया strcpy. str3 is a destination string, and I have passed a string, not a string character array or string variable. I passed a string in double quotes, all that will be copied to. You can also pass strings like this, that all will be copied to string 3 using strcpy. Then I've used puts function 2 times to print the string 2 as well as string 3. So the output of this program will be, first put function will print hello because string 2 have been copied with string hello, and then str3 will put function with str3 will print all. So the output of the program will be hello, enter all, because the put function automatically takes the inline character to it. Now we are going to discuss string concatenation and string compare function of string.h header files and how to use them. Now, continuing with the library functions of strings, we have already discussed string length and string copy. I'm continuing with strcat, string concatenation function, which concatenates or joins 2 strings. I've taken one example here. See, there are 2 strings. I've taken 2 strings, declared string 1, string 2, and in the first string I've initialized it with hello, and there is a space character after this, and in the string 2 I've initialized the string with everyone. String concatenation function is used here. It's a library defined function, definitely. Then you have to call this function only, and do remember to add string.h header file before using it in your program. So it would take except 2 arguments. First 2 strings. First will be the destination string, in which the concatenation will be performed. Okay, and the second string which you want to concatenate with the original string. Both string will be concatenated to the first string. Okay, so this is destination and these both are source actually. Okay, Both will be concatenated here. So I pass string 1 and string 2 to strcat function. Then I've called the puts function for printing the string over on the screen. Okay. First I have printed string 1. As soon as you call the string strcat function, it will concatenate both the strings hello and everyone to str1. This is destination. So I have already mentioned one space here, so it will be added to the string. But if you not mention space here, the string will be concatenated without space. Okay. So the output of the first string, if first string will be printed, will get hello space everyone because of this space. Otherwise, it will be hello without space everyone. Second string I have printed is put string 2. The original string 2 will be printed here everyone. So both the strings have been concatenated to string 1, but string 2 will be remain as it is. Okay. Another example here is for string copy. Sorry, string compare. strcmp. It compares two strings. Okay. Again, we need to add string.h header file. String.h header file हमें add करनी है. And here in this example, I've declared two strings str1, str2. I've not mentioned the size, but initialize both the strings with different strings. First has been initialized with a fresh string, and second string has been initialized with refresh string. Both strings have been initialized. You can take user input if you want. I have taken two variable, integer variable, because the result of string compare function is an integer. So you have to store it because it returns the integer value. You have to store it somewhere. So cmp1, comparison 1 and comparison 2 as variables of integer. I've declared these, and then I'm using these variables to store the result of string strcmp compare function. In the first calling, here I'm calling the function. In the first calling, I pass two strings str1 and str2. See, whenever you're using strcmp, two strings, it will accept two arguments, string 1 and string 2 for comparison. The result will be according to the strings. If strings are matching, it will return you 0 result. Okay, 0 as integer value. If strings are not matching, it will return the difference of ASCII value of those first character which are different in both the strings. Okay. For example, in these two strings, first character is different. Okay. As soon as you compare the string, the first character is different. So at that time only it will stop comparing and give you result of ASCII value of difference of ASCII value of both the characters. Okay. So you'll get the difference of ASCII value of both the first different characters of both the strings, and the result will be stored in cmp1. And compared to string strcmp, I pass string 1, and in the second string I pass fresh. String 1 is containing the fresh, and second string I pass is also fresh. So in this case the result will be 0, but in the uppercase, if you print both the strings, the uppercase, the result will be -11. The difference between the ASCII value of F and R. Okay, so this is how string compare function works in strings. Thank you everyone. That's all for now. Stay safe.